Hey guys, it's Kevin Crawford with the Truckers Experience, also known as Caboose on the CB. A few little updates. I went from Chicago, I think was the last time I talked to you guys, which I've been to Burlington and back to Lithonia, then all the way back up to Chicago again. I want to talk to you guys real quick about if you line haul, which Cuban trucker, I know you commented on the last video saying you're going line haul. You might not always do line haul. You might do some live loads and live unloads. Be patient with those customers, and make sure to keep track of when you get to your location and when you leave. One customer that I went to, I'm not going to mention the name, but I showed up at like 1:30, 1:50, something like that, really early in the morning. My drop was for 2 a.m. I showed up somewhere between 10 to 30 minutes prior. I don't remember the exact thing because I was tired as hell. I had just woken up. But just make sure you mark down what time you show up, and make sure you mark down what time you leave. Some customers will have like a time clock that they stamp in and stamp out. If they don't, just write down your times and write them down anyways, just in case. So that way, if you're there, I can't remember if it's 3 or 4 hours, something like that, you'll get a dock time or detention pay, and I forget what the rate is for it, and I'm not good with remembering all these numbers. So when people ask, oh, well, what do you get for this? I don't know, I get paid for it, that's what I know. But just make sure to keep that information of when you get there and when you leave, so that way if it does happen to fall in that 3 to 4 hour range or whatever, or further, you can get paid for it. It's not worth it if you're sitting at a dock. Like, I sat at a dock for, I think it was 6 or 7 hours that day, and I had to turn around and try to remember what time I got there and remember what time I left, which, I mean, it was pretty easy because I just went to this little Qualcomm over here and said, hey, I got there at this time and I left at this time. So but yeah, that's just my little advice for people that you're gonna do line haul, but you're also probably going to end up doing some live loads, which is kind of fun at the same time, because depending on where you go and which companies you deal with, you might possibly get incentives, summer sausages, candy, stuff like that. But yeah, so from Chicago, keeping my update rolling here, from Chicago I'm rolling I went to Holland and Grand Rapids yesterday. I'm sitting in Grand Rapids right now. I have another delivery set for like another hour, something like that. Yeah, about another hour. So I got to get out of here pretty soon. But and then from there, I believe I'm going to Detroit. So from Detroit, I should be getting a load all the way down to Atlanta, and then who knows from there. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little update. I ended up, last time I was in Atlanta, which was probably about 4 or 5 days ago, I ended up having to buy a new CB. My unit in was not quite up to par. I don't know exactly what happened, but for some reason I started losing distance on my communications. I could only get out maybe half mile, if that. So I updated. I believe now I have the Striker SR447. So far it's been a great radio. It's mostly analog. I will give you guys a quick little peek of it here. It's mostly an analog radio. It does have echo and talkback and all that other stuff. Think about the only thing it doesn't have is Roger beep. It's already been peaked and tuned. I'm working off the stock truck antenna right now. Next time I stop by a TA or whatever, I'm going to buy the mount for the Freightliner Cascadia. Because as most of you know that run the Cascadia, if you have a newer Cascadia, you have to buy the mirror mount for the antennas, so you have something to stick your antennas on, because for some reason they didn't put mounts on the truck. But they have an integrated antenna in the truck. For some reason, I don't believe it's powerful enough, and I got talking to the guy at the CB shop, even though he was probably just trying to sell me antennas, and he recommended that I turn around and get an external antenna, something that can be able to hold a little bit more power. So next time I stop at a TA or Petro, I'm gonna turn around and do that. But last night when I came in, I just want to throw a shout out to this place. Came into 76th Street Diner, which is a truck stop. They have probably about 100, 200 spots, somewhere in there. It's a fairly decent sized parking lot. A little bit of tight parking, but it's a decent parking lot. These guys are pretty nice out here, and if y'all don't know where it is, it's off of 131 in Grand Rapids. I'm looking at my map. It's between Carlisle Street and the highway. You can't miss it when you come off. I believe it was exit 74. No, 75, because I remember 75 and 76th Street. But that's beside the point. Excuse me. So yeah, I just want to give these guys a shout out. Cheap showers. You only pay $7 for a shower compared to, I believe it's like $12 to $15 at most other truck stops. I really don't know because I don't pay for them. I just use my points. But it was cheap showers, clean showers, very nice, very well kept. Nice little store. You had everything you need from food to your novelty items. And they do have some truck parts. They just don't have like the antennas and stuff that I'm looking for, but they do have most of the stuff that you'll need: oversized signs, GPSs, basic radios, and stuff like that. They do have that stuff, and they have a diner, kick-ass diner for $8.88. I got an amazing breakfast with some coffee, sat down, talked with a couple local truckers, had a good old time. So I just want to throw 76th Street Diner and Truck Stop a little, hey, what's up? If you guys are up in this area in Grand Rapids, check them out, especially if you have to do a 10-hour break. I recommend it. They got free Wi-Fi and all this other stuff. It's a really cool place. So outside of that, I'm gonna let you guys go. I gotta get ready to do my pre-trip and all that other stuff, and then I gotta head out and go do this delivery. I'm gonna do another video pretty soon coming up. I want to do a rant, and I hate to say the word rant because I don't really like to think that I'm ranting to you guys, but I like to do something to explain why I prefer running on ELDs compared to paper logs, and I'll give you guys my other side of it too in the same video. It might be a little bit long, but yeah, that'll probably come out in the next day or two. I'm trying to come up with everything, like come up with all the pros and cons to talk to you guys about, because you see a lot of videos of very one-sided pieces of that information. You never really get to see both sides of it. I kind of see both sides of it, and I'd like to put my 2 cents in. Granted, it doesn't mean much, but hey, my 2 cents could persuade one of you to like it or not like it. So it's you guys' choice. But other than that, keep the rubber down, sunny side up, and be safe out there. All right, later, guys.